Sumo nicknames, real or fake? The Meatball of Destiny.
Oh, that sounds real, Joshy.
That is absolutely real. That was one of the more normal ones, by the way.
Sake in hand, we'll mispronounce stuff because we're two gaijins and words are tough.
So welcome back, everyone, to Sake This. My name is Josh. I'm here with my co-host, Justin. How you going, Justin?
Yeah, good. And I am Justin.
He's looking somewhat Justin tonight. So if this is your first time listening to the show, we focus completely on Japan, entirely on Japan, weird news stories, funny things that we find from the internet and also from our own experience. Justin's been there before and I'm planning to go there in 2026. So all those things are in the mix. And we usually start off with a couple of news stories. So I've got a few coming at us today. We also have our Guesstimation Japan game coming up, which is Sumo nicknames, real or fake. And then we're going to do some reviews for a very big current Japanese movie. So if you're good to go, Justin, I'm going to throw some Japanese news right at you.
Good to go. Always good to go.
Always good to go. So the headline for this first story, and one or two for the crew. A swanky Japanese sleeper train has suspended crew members for helping themselves to expensive wines for years and years in the name of quality control.
Yeah, great.
So it's a JR East, the provider of this particular train line, and this is on some of their most exclusive tours. Their key staff members are just getting absolutely loaded searching for quality control, which does feel like a very Japanese thing, though.
I think they should keep controlling quality. Like, why not?
It seems to be that, and we've had, I think this is now our second story, where people that are really responsible for other people's lives at scale, so we had pilots and now we've got people that are running trains, they do love a drink on the job in Japan, from what I can gather.
Or they like a scandal that involves a drink on the job.
Yeah, they also love that. Their media tends to dig these out and find them for sure. But JRE said that they had to cancel a recent jaunt around the bucolic regions of Niigata and Nagano because of quote-unquote manpower shortages.
Which, yeah, the men were too drunk.
Yes.
Good. Keep doing it.
You'll be able to give me a feel for this. How drunk was the average person on a Japanese train in your experience, maybe compared to Australia? And would it matter how tipsy the staff were because they're more sober than anyone that's actually on the train anyway?
Yeah, well, I didn't go on many trains that were like manned trains, I guess. Like obviously there weren't people just walking around. So yeah, I didn't notice any. I still didn't really notice any drunks in general, except for when you were out in like nightlife type situations. And that's because when you're traveling, you're touristy, you're just on day trains most of the time. And I still believe the culture there less likely to be a disturbance as, say, in Australia, where people are happy to be a disturbance. Especially when they're drunk.
Particularly on trains.
Yeah.
There's just a special kind of Australian culture that exists on trains. And it's funny you mentioned that you really only saw drunk people when you were out and about partying, I guess, in particular places. I like to now imagine that those people we spoke about a few weeks ago that get surrounded by water bottles when they're drunk.
Yes.
That's just either pilots or train conductors that have been sent home from work.
Yeah,
they're just too embarrassed to go home.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, because obviously like a big drinking is with work functions more so. So then they're probably like most of the drunks there are like coming from work and then they're not going to be a disturbance because they've just come from a work function.
Yeah.
Where here, that's not the case at all. It's generally not a work function. It's just going down to the pub with the boys.
Yeah. I think you're onto something, though, and maybe the Japanese transport industry has it right. Think about everything, particularly in 9 to 5, the white-collar culture in Australia, everything that's horrible that happens is concentrated into a work party. Christmas parties, functions, junkets. The Japanese, all they're doing is dividing that total psychotic drinking time over the entire course of their career in little chunks. They're doling it out in a way that they're not going to get on a table and kick a bottle of red wine into the CEO's face.
I feel like maybe, but not.
Yeah, but
if they had Australian culture of, yeah.
I just think it's an efficient way to get work drinking done just over a longer period of time.
Yeah,
These are career people.
Of course. And you become seasoned, you become a good drinker within a workplace environment where our work Christmas parties in Australia are pretty wild, I would say.
Oh, yeah. I think
we're
we're a world leader in very few things, but I think that might be something we're pretty competitive at.
We're a world leader in getting smashed at the work Christmas party.
Yeah.
Great.
I think it's a funny concept, really, that in Australia, whenever you're interacting with a train conductor and they're giving you a hard time, it's always about something so meaningless that you don't have the right ticket pulled up on your phone or something now. My first reaction is, if this guy was just a little bit drunk, this would be way more fun and this would be over already.
100%. Yeah, maybe that's what they're a bit shitty about.
Yeah.
The JR East line is because they're letting people slip past.
They're probably just buddy, you reckon?
Yeah.
Look, if you don't say anything, I'll just slip you a few through the entire trip.
Yeah, just give me a bit of your bento, mate.
Yeah. So our second story for this week, Japanese parents can now hire actors dressed as evil video game and anime characters to yell at their disobedient children. So characters such as Frieza and Cell from Dragon Ball Z, Shredder from the Ninja Turtles, and Ganon from the Zelda franchise can be hired to scold your children and watch them while they do their chores.
Yeah, great.
So would you hire a person dressed up as a monster?
Would I traumatize my children? I'm not going to say it on the mic, but no, of course not. Of course not. Yeah, that seems ridiculous. I would just buy the suit myself. I would cosplay myself and disturb my own children without paying for someone else to do so.
Do you think that this is an indication of the difference in work-life balance between, say, Australia and Japan, that these parents are too busy to dole out that trauma themselves? Like Australian parents, if they do one thing well is they make time.
Yeah, the kids...
for giving their kids a hard time.
The kids have separation anxiety.
Yeah.
And now they're just getting yelled at by Vegeta.
When I was probably in my early teens, I would have thought, this is too late to work because this is the greatest moment of my life. I'll chop wood. I'll do whatever you want, Vegeta. You just stay right there, mate. This is great.
Yeah. I'd love Vegeta to yell at me, to be honest, but it's not Vegeta yelling at you. Yeah. It's some dude in a suit.
The thing is, though, that gaming culture, particularly, I guess, more children-oriented games or games that are more appropriate for younger people, mostly the Nintendo games probably push down the lowest other than basic games maybe on a phone. If a character like a Ganon, who you only really see cutscenes of in Zelda as a kid, would you have wondered, oh, that's Ganon, I'm terrified, or who's this guy?
Oh, it'd be any man in a suit, like an actual like that's scary for a kid, regardless.
I was just terrified of adults in general. I don't know whether a dress up was needed.
Yeah, no. Just bring over just a random uncle and that's gonna, But I guess it's the difference in it of being like, this is just pretend. He's still gonna yell at you, but it's at the end of the day, it's just pretend.
Yes.
But he's serious.
I mean, there's worse options. They could just get a really drunk train conductor.
Yeah, true.
Pop home on the way home from their shift.
Surprisingly, is also Ganon.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that, the final boss, and he just won't let you in the toilet. Look, I'm cleaning. You got to go away.
This final boss is just checking your ticket.
Yeah. So our last article for the week is bear encounter prevention app is growing in popularity. So we've talked, I think, off the mic about that Japan's had its most bear attacks in a couple of years, which is really unfortunate and really terrifying, actually. But there's an application now. It's got two functions, Justin. The first function is that the app, you can pin where an attack has happened, and then that gets verified. It's almost like a Waze app for bear attacks. So if multiple people within a certain zone all flag within a certain time period, it turns from orange, which is alert, to confirmed.
Yep.
Which seems actually pretty clever. And that part of it I get. But the second part is where I think maybe, as all tech companies do, even Japanese tech companies, they're promising too much. The second part of the app, and this is running on a standard iPhone or a standard Sony phone or Samsung phone, whatever it is, BoBear intends to help by utilizing a feature that plays audio of a barking dog a set amount of times.
Right.
That's the whole plan. If the first part of it didn't work or you ignored it, you can trigger a dog barking sound on your phone.
Yeah, sick. We just love sounds on phones.
Is that just because if it's your own dog, you have a nostalgic moment before you get mauled? So is it more for the person than it is to scare the bear?
There's like dogs must scare away bears or something. Is that like a thing where they?
I would assume that maybe something. I think the Japanese dog that's really protective is an Akita, which is a Malamute type dog. I'm not sure whether they're as big as a husky or a Malamute.
Yeah, not, but no. Yeah.
No, but I think they've got a pretty substantial bark. I'm not sure what other dogs are in those territories in Japan that people normally have. But if you just chose a regular dog, like your own dog, I grew up with a purebred Maltese Terrier. I'm not sure that was scaring away a koala bear, let alone a brown or a black bear.
Yeah.
Like the sloth
Jack
bear.
Russell.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, it's yappy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably annoying. Maybe that could be it.
Yeah. You're just like hearing an annoying dog barking, like, yeah, fucking just end it. Like.
My theory is, having just had to think about it, is that having the dog barking makes people brave. When you turn, the camera realizes that you're not looking at the phone anymore and turns the front camera on, and it shows the bear itself. So it thinks there's another bear that's barking at the bear.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I got nothing else.
Why not, Josh? Why not?
I got nothing else. Well, you don't have any app features that you're suggesting, mate, so I'm just trying to do this on the fly.
I don't. And it sounds like Japan doesn't either.
No, it sounds like a really bad app. So just before we move on to play Guesstimation Japan, which of those three articles do you think wasn't real?
Hopefully the last one.
Well, the last one was the most real. That one was absolutely 100% sourced.
What was the second again?
The second one was Japanese parents can hire actors to scare their children. Yes. So that is 99% made up.
Yeah.
It was based on, though, there is a service where there's a traditional Japanese demon that they've basically made an application that you can hold the demon up to your children and get the demon to tell them to do things.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah, and apparently it's absolutely terrifying and completely ineffective from what I can see in the comments.
Why would that be ineffective?
I don't know.
It's because it's not Vegeta, that's why.
Yeah, that's true. So, as I mentioned earlier, our Guesstimation Japan game for today is Sumo nicknames. So are these real nicknames that sumo fans use for different sumo wrestlers, or are these completely made up? So we've got 10 of these, Justin. So our first one for today, the Battle Hamster.
I'm going to go real.
That is real. So that's Takakisho. Takakisho.
Are you going to butcher all these names?
Oh, yeah. But that's probably the toughest one, thankfully.
Okay.
Takakisho, the Battle Hamster. So our second one, the Gap Slapper.
I'm going to go fake, but it sounds so real.
That one is fake.
Okay.
2 out of 2, mate. You're doing well here. So our third one, Department Store of Techniques.
Please be false. Be fake.
That is real.
No.
Mainumi's nickname in the fandom was the Department Store of Techniques. very gifted, apparently, with lots of different styles. Our fourth one had 2 names. So there's the westernized version, 4 tits, or the standard version, quad boob.
Whoa, that's real.
Quad boob is very real.
Yeah.
That's Kota Zakura.
And I assume he has a certain fold in his belly that makes him seem like he's got 4 tits.
I actually looked up the wrestler for this one, and all I can say is, you know, when you're trying to fit a pizza box into a part of the fridge it doesn't fit in, that's both sides of this guy's chest.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's messed up. So our next one for today, cement truck murder bot.
Fake, please.
That's fake. Yeah. Cement truck murder bot is a fake sumo. So next one, belly button salt pusher.
Oh, it sounds real.
That's real. Geez, you're nailing these. I think you're on 6 out of 6. That's Onosho, a wrestler by the name of Onosho. So next one, Tyrannosaurus Rex. So the word Terra-Nosaurus Rex.
Okay, please be fake. That's a poor name.
Yeah, that one's real, and that's one of the most popular nicknames in the fandom. I'm not sure about how popular the wrestler is. Fuji is the name of the wrestler. So Tyrannosaurus Rex, a very large human being.
Yeah, right.
So next one, the Weeping Canyons. The Weeping Canyons.
Fake.
That is fake.
Okay.
That is fake.
Okay, good.
I was going to call that one the Anal Canyons, but I thought you might.
True. I switch it. True.
Switch it. True. I think they all basically qualify as that. So our second last one, penultimate sumo name, New Rice Shortage. The New Rice Shortage.
Please be fake.
That's fake.
Okay, good.
Yes. And our last one for today is the underachieving handsome man.
Oh, that sounds real.
That is real. Well done, mate. That's
Are you a sumo?
that is, I would say that I'm an overachieving non-handsome man.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But
sorry, I also agree with that.
Yes, they're both true. Although I've had a haircut, so I'll claim that I'm an underachieving handsome man today. So that was for a real sumo by the name of Endo. And out of all the wrestlers, Endo was the one that I recognized, and also some of the posts I found, there was hundreds of nicknames just for Endo.
Yeah, right.
Mate, 10 out of 10, that's the first.
It wasn't 10 out of 10, but...
You didn't get 10 out of 10?
No, it was like 8 out of 10.
I just felt like a 10 because we're normally so bad at these.
Yeah. Usually it's the opposite. Usually it's 2 out of 10, not 8, yes.
Oh, congratulations regardless. And just to finish up today, we're going to talk about a thing that's very, very massive in the world. Just this week, it's now become the highest grossing anime film. I'm not sure if all time, but it's got the highest grossing anime opener. So opening weekend. And that is Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, which is a movie. And I think it's the highest grossing film in America last week as well. So I'm not sure whether the other Demon Slayer movies were number one in the States or not. But
probably, yeah.
But it was a pretty huge thing, and it's definitely the number one opening for an anime. And we just got a couple of reviews here, so I'm just going to start us off just with a 1-star review. This is from Pretty Noise. If you're an average viewer, I can understand why people are giving this movie 5 stars. But if you're a little more invested in anime than a casual fan, you'll immediately feel how much of a drag this film was. So the thing is, there was about 20 reviews, 1-star reviews for this film that said those exact same words.
Exact same words.
They copied, pasted.
Oh, right.
So I don't know if this is an AI attack against...
Well, there'd be way more that, like, you're saying 20, but like there'd be a lot of reviews everywhere. But yes.
Yeah, so...
On the site that you pulled these from.
I just got these from Google.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And a bunch of the 1-star reviews were all just that bit of text.
Yeah.
So whether someone just thought it was beautifully written and they've just copied it, they went there and thought, oh, well, that person's already said everything I want to say.
Weird. And like, so there's internet culture, which is that like where people copy and paste the same response, and that's just, it's done more as a meme type of thing. But then there's also anime culture, which is this person or multiple people could prefer a different anime more and don't, and then they think that Demon Slayer is overhyped, and so now they basically boycott it or do as little ratings as it can just so that it drops from like a 5-star down to a 4.6 or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
that happens in every anime review site. People just leave bad reviews on purpose because they prefer a different anime.
Right. So that's why I included this one, because there was multiples that had the exact same review. I wasn't sure if it was the meme thing, if maybe it was a spam thing, but you're saying there's a cultural element of almost, I mean, it's probably a tortured analogy, but almost energetic hatred in anime, that you don't just shut up and not comment. You actually actively try to bring something down.
Yeah, 100%. That's,
Okay.
Yeah, like for ages, like it's just gatekeeping highly rated stuff is like a big thing.
Oh, God.
Because it's like they compare it to what, and the problem is with anime watchers, their height of what they like comes from when they first start watching it. So they'll watch, shows like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's a big one. Like it was rated number 1 for ages, and that would always, if anything shot above it, it would get shot down. But it's because it's one of those animes that people would gravitate to as like, it'd be like one of their first proper anime that they watch. So it's like, it's obviously really good, but because you've also got nostalgia added on afterwards, like you could watch it 10 years ago, but now it's like, it's still the best anime to you.
Yes.
And you don't appreciate the new stuff as much because you're kind of tired of the medium a bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And probably, and I know it happens in sports a lot. I'm a big tennis fan. When you're fully invested in something for a long period of time and you watched it during maybe a golden era, all you hear about is the best new player is the next such and such. This is the next Novak, and this is the next Rafa, or this is the next Roger Federer, and they're none of those people yet. So you get a little bit hostile, not about the lack of talent of the new person, just everything around it overhyping it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the impossibility of, it can't be as good as it was back then. Like that whole thing.
Things can't get better.
Yeah, no, it can't get better. It just can't. They've got way more budget. They're pushing it out like but it can't be better.
Just can't.
The next review we've got, I don't know what, it starts off as 1 star by Devil Ayush.
Yep.
Disclaimer, this is not a review.
That's helpful.
Okay, so that's part of their review.
That was the first line of the review.
Okay, great. I was like, did you put this in or what?
No.
Starting from the thoughts of villains and heroes, there is no denial that both of them are true. A expression of being strongest and weakest is dependable in their own thoughts. Nothing matter. Expression is shown via this movie. Either the way, neglecting starting portion and overaction, this movie performed too well. I don't even understand that review at all.
So this is what I see. I see this happening a lot in different forms of art where people know that a thing's being searched for at the time. So they go and post their spiritual worldview.
Right. So this actually is not a review. Like that actually is a real disclaimer. This is just a bad person.
I think that this is, I have a certain spiritual worldview and I'm going to put one line about the movie in at the end so it doesn't get automatically flagged by Google's system as being completely irrelevant and spam.
Yeah.
But I do this line here. An expression of being strongest and weakest is dependable in their own thoughts. Nothing matter expression is shown in this movie.
Yep. Yeah, I don't even know.
Do you ever wish something's just a bad translation, but you know that it's not?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Especially at the start, this is not a review.
Yeah.
That should be a bad translation.
Yes.
we got one more 1-star review, and it comes from Dominic. Worst movie.
Dominic from the town of Dominic, in the nation of Dominic.
The 1-star review by Dominic. Worst movie I have watched in my life. Way too much backstory for a movie. If I wanted backstory, I would just watch the anime. Okay. I understand I've yet to see this movie, but I understand not having backstory. Like, yeah, that probably should be in more of a episode episodic type release. But it still needs that. Like the previous movie that I said, like that had backstory and it was good. It was really good. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one actually because, and then also strong to start worst movie I have watched in my life.
There's a lot of bad
Is this
movies.
the only movie you've watched in your life? Like
It's maybe the only movie you've gone in wanting to hate. That's
I've yet to see how it's even rated. Is it rated pretty well?
I think so. And it's obviously blowing up with popularity. So maybe that's...
Oh, yeah. It's only 98% on Rotten Tomatoes with 10,000 plus ratings.
The majority of the 5-star reviews, which we have a few coming up, is this is one of the most spectacular movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, imagine 98% over 10,000 verified ratings and then this guy's worst movie in my life. Like, yeah, you're just wrong.
You're really wrong.
You have to be wrong.
Dominic's just a bad name in general, really.
But you can't be right. Like, that's just a bad opinion.
So I want to ask you, given that you watched a lot of anime and you know about the genre, one thing that annoys me is when a type of fan criticizes a thing that they don't like for whatever reason, for the same reasons that they would praise something they like more doing the same thing. Because the main complaint when I see books or comics or anime or anything taken to the big screen is they left out too much, they cut too many corners, they didn't explain anything, there's backstory and lore and all this stuff that should be in it. That's the main complaint people have. And really the only movie that's ever done the lore part of a thing probably 100% well is in that transition is The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Which is why there's millions of videos of all the things they did off the screen to make it magical.
Yep.
There was all the attention to detail and all the lore. If Dominic went and watched a movie he liked that was full of backstory, he would have liked it. Because surely, if nothing else, maybe in the world of Dominic, he doesn't understand that a TV show or an episode is not a movie.
Yeah. Also, I'm a bit confused by like thinking about what you just said. Saying there's not enough backstory, like there's too much backstory. Like, do they already know the story then? And then it's like it's too much back because like there's like 3 seasons of this show.
Yep.
Plus 2 movies maybe. And it's like the 3rd movie, which is like it's kind of wrapping up, like it's pushing episodes into a movie so that it can get the blockbuster, everything. But like you've gone, like if you have some story, like if you know of the story, then you should know that you're going to enjoy it because it's already that far into the...
Yes. He's also basically admitting that he would have liked the movie more if he understood it less.
Yeah. Just give me the bright colours.
Give me all the colours.
With the colours.
Dominic loves colours. So we just got 2 more reviews before we finish up today. These are 5 stars, so more positive. This one's from Rick Lampy. I just like the name. I picked him of one of hundreds of reviews. One of the greatest anime experiences of my life. I'm going to put in brackets there. Suck on that, Dominic. This Demon Slayer film isn't just a movie, it's a breathtaking work of art. Now, I really wish that review sites allowed you to, you know, when you go buy something from an electrical site, that you can do a comparison between products.
Yeah.
You should be able to pull 2 reviews next to each other and export that to social media.
Yeah. Or just see their histories.
Yes.
One up against the other.
Good.
Or like average ratings, all that type of stuff. What's
the
what's
top
their
10
5
words
stars?
they use.
Or like even their most, like their best reviews.
How Dominic are they?
Yeah. Like what if Dominic is giving this 1 star? Like what is their 5 star? I would love to see it. And I would love to see that in comparison to Rick's 1 star.
You've seen the previous movies?
Yeah.
the
I've seen the
series?
season. Yeah.
And the show, yeah. That to me is high praise, regardless if it's blind praise or not. To say a thing is a breathtaking work of art means that it's not, it's moved beyond just this personally appealed to me.
Oh, like,
into this is made for a lot of people that might not normally be into this type of thing.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely an anime where it's and it gets a lot of hate from anime like people that like to gatekeep because it's so.
Is it likable?
It's very easy for non-anime enjoyers to watch it and get into it, and then it is beautiful. Like it will have shots in this movie that are, just as you said, breathtaking. Like
it's
it would be in there.
Review that would get me to watch anime because I am mentally blocked by knowing more about the culture of anime, and I don't like some of the negativity stuff, the gatekeeping thing.
And you're right too.
But more so than I know anything about the actual shows themselves, or what they make. I haven't given it a chance because of the gatekeeping. It's the same with all the old thrash metal bands. People that think there's only 4 metal bands ever, and if you're not one of them, then you suck. You're not a real fan. But that's the type of review that made me think, I don't even need to be an anime to find this thing visually stunning.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. And our last review, I might leave that one for you, our last 5-star.
Yeah, the last one by Tamiya. It's the best movie I've seen in a hot while. Visuals, storytelling, backstories, villain origin stories, bloodshed, gore, emotions and all was definitely felt in this movie. So yeah, that's a 5-star review.
That's a good one. And I wish I had have made the words village and origin stories a little bigger, because that's usually what makes for a tremendous adventure film, and it's exactly the sort of thing that Dominic would have hated.
Yeah. Too much backstory.
Yeah, I don't want to know anything about any characters, villains or otherwise. So I guess we'll finish up for today. Are you planning on seeing the movie in the cinema, or do you normally wait?
I was going to go watch it in the cinema just the other day, but I went and watched another movie because I was with someone that wouldn't have watched. Yeah.
And just to finish up, how with the cinema experience of anime, are these movies that are generally made to be standalone enough that they have a narrative flow that you don't necessarily have to have seen the previous movies, or would this normally be considered a sequel?
Definitely a sequel,
direct
but
sequel,
I'm not sure how. As you said, if you haven't watched any of it, you could probably watch this and still enjoy it. But I wouldn't recommend it. I'd be like, go watch the rest. Yeah. And the rest is so good anyway that you should just go watch it because you'll follow along. It's so deep into it. Like it's, it'd be like going to watch like Harry Potter, the Half-Blood Prince as your first. Like, yes, don't do that. Just go watch, the first one. Yeah,
that makes sense. But even if I didn't have any feeling about wanting to see this movie, which I very much do now, I'm seeing it out of spite for Dominic.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't follow the story, it's not going to be the worst movie you've ever seen.
Then I'm just going to go on his comment and just reply backstory 500 times.
Yeah.
Righto. Well, thank you so much for listening today, guys. Thank you for the feedback that we've received that you're enjoying the show. A few people have said, well, I don't know if it's a backhanded compliment or not, but it's way better than they expected.
That's definitely a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, that's purely backhanded. We would love for you guys to share the show with someone that you think might find it funny, or potentially find us funny, or just might be interested in a weirder side of Japan as a place. Yeah, so if you could do that for us, that'd be great, because that's kind of how independent shows spread. It's hard to get the attention of the algorithms and the gods of tech, more so than if you like it, just share it with one person. And then within a week, we could double our audience if you did that for us, so that'd be great.
Well, it goes from 1 to 2.
Yeah, it goes from 1 guy in Brisbane to 3 guys in Brisbane. So thank you so much, and thanks, Justin. See you later.
See ya.